Welcome to Parent Orientation for Our mission is to inspire and enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. Our mission is set at every staff and board meeting, and it truly is the heart of all decisions made at the club. For those who need us most are all youth in our community. This could mean a high five in the gym, it could mean a hot supper, it could also mean a safe place to go when both parents are working, or it could just mean to come and have fun. We are a corporation with a total of 6 clubs and 3 communities. Our traditional clubs are where a membership fee is set by our board of directors. To be a Boys and Girls Club organization, local clubs must take a child that can pay the least and charge it to all children in our community to ensure everybody has the opportunity and access to the club. For families that can afford or want to support the services more than the membership fee, there is an opportunity to donate since membership fees make up less than 1% of our expenses to run the club. We also have fee-based programs like the Academy in Yankton and our ECE preschool in Brookings. Fee-based programs are licensed by the state of South Dakota and different from the traditional club. They have a ratio requirement. They also have state assistance for families and is reviewed by a certain standard by the state of South Dakota. We will talk about organization facts and history in this slide. In 2003, we opened our club in Brookings. We were located next to the Brookings movie theater in what is now Fergin Shoe Store. Community leaders saw a need for a safe and positive place for kids to go and began a grassroots effort to make this happen. In 2007, the Flandreau Club wanted to establish a Boys and Girls Club. However, being a smaller population, the Boys and Girls Club of America required they are chartered with a larger organization, and that led to our Brookings Club and our Moody County Club working together. Our early childhood education program began as we were starting to see some youth entering the club already academically behind, even though they had the ability to be at the level of their peers. Access, affordability, and availability to early childhood and preschool programs was a challenge, and we felt the club could and should play an active role bridging that gap. In 2012, Yankton Club separated from their affiliation with the Wagner, Avon, and Marty clubs. Boys and Girls Club of America advised Yankton they would be unable to be a club on their own and would need a partner with existing charters. The Yankton community members and board, as well as the Moody County and Brookings boards, found they had a similar vision, mission, and values for their youth and decided to come together as one organization. We continue to grow with the addition of programming at Flandreau Indian School, renovation of offices, our admin space, and opening a brand new teen center last year. Just this October, we opened a brand new facility in Yankton to serve youth 1st through 12th grade for a $25 a year membership. All of the clubs have come together to serve more kids more often. One way we felt we could do this was by sharing support services. You will see throughout our organization that we share an executive director, business, development, compliance, and training teams. Direct services in each local team are done by a program team. In the PowerPoint, you will see our full-time team. We develop programs, work directly with the kids, families, and local partnerships. We also have part-time staff called YDS, Youth Development Specialists. Your kids will often call them teachers, and 100% of their times are spent on the floor implementing hourly programming and, of course, having fun. Boys Club was started in Hartford, Connecticut by a group of women that wanted to get boys off the street and making better decisions. Originally, it was the Boys Clubs, and in 1991 the name was changed and the mission was broadened to be the Boys and Girls Clubs, serving girls as well. We have an advocate at the Boys and Girls Club of America. However, ownership of the club is local as well as our board of directors. The 4,000 clubs are set up much like a Congress, and we each get a vote on requirements we want to see and agree to as a national organization. Some examples of things that have passed are annual background checks, an audit, and annual reports. There are 13 organizations and 29 club sites in South Dakota. There are 8 organizations on tribal lands, 1 on Ellsworth Air Force Base, and traditional clubs in Aberdeen, Watertown, Sioux Falls, Pierre, and Hill City. Our staff and board got together to decide what we value. The question posed was, what values do we need to have as a club team, both staff and kids, to ensure that we can meet our mission? What values do we need to role model for our youth to help them become productive, responsible, and caring citizens? As you can see, our 4 values are excellence, impact-driven, teamwork, and good character. On the screen, you will see our formula for impact. How do we ensure we are impacting youth in priority outcomes, changing attitude, aptitude, and behavior? Our board and staff have worked on and implemented the above strategy to achieve our overall mission. We first start with young people that need us most, which is any child, like we talked about in our mission. It could mean a child who needs help with homework, one that may need a hot supper, one who is here while parents are at work, or could just benefit from coming to the club and participating in programming. We believe and train our staff well on the 5 key elements of positive youth development. I will share what those are on the next slide. Our staff run high-yield activities. These are activities that combine and incorporate fun, education, health, and character to increase the impact of the activity. For example, playing math basketball, doing math measurements while cooking, or incorporating physical fun into reading programs and other games. Target programs are those that are relevant as we sit here today. It is a challenge the community is facing, a need of that specific community or those specific kids. For example, if a community was seeing an increase of meth use among teenagers or their reading comprehension was low that school year, it is those specific programs that address those issues, both trying to look at qualitative and quantitative results. The goal is to get youth to come to the club 52 times a year or more. Studies have shown the more often that youth come to the club, the more impact we are having on them, and in turn have greater success in academics, good character and leadership, and healthy lifestyles. Lastly, taking kids and giving them the outcome-driven club experience we believe equals meeting our priority outcomes and mission. Next, we have the 5 key elements for positive youth development. First is fun. The staff will provide fun for the kids while they are at the club. There will be a planned activity in each space every hour. There will also be supplies for youth to lead activities, such as books in the exploratorium or art supplies in the art room. We will laugh, tell jokes, and encourage the kids to see the fun in being a child at the club. Next is supportive relationships. We care about your children. We want the best for them and want them to know that what is beyond our front doors is a place that will keep them safe, a place where we will listen and teach them. Our team wants to be positive role models for your youth. The club strives to offer programs, events, field trips, experiences, and hands-on fun that gives opportunities to youth that they may not have had exposure to before. That means new experiences and insight on what they could be and achieve in life. The youth will be encouraged to try new things while at the club, and we will also hold your child accountable for rules at the club. The Boys and Girls Club is a privilege and not a right. The club is available to any youth in our community, and the only requirement is that we have a $20 a year membership, orientation, and following our rules and expectations. Next is recognition. We strive to recognize your kids as well for their great days, uniqueness, and successes. Staff will announce their birthdays and accomplishments. When they participate in programs, become new members, show great character, we will put their pictures up in the club. When we catch them doing something good, we will give out Be Great cards and recognize and positively reinforce their behavior. Lastly is safe and positive environment. Our staff will provide for your child a safe place when they come to the club. We make sure to have policies, procedures, well-trained staff, knowledge on who to go to when they have concerns, and an overall safe culture and environment. You will hear more about some of our policies to ensure this in coming slides. We believe on being positive, smiling, and having fun is essential to the fabric and impact of the club experience for your child. Here on the screen you will see national Boys and Girls Club programs as well as local programs here at our club. They align with our 3 priority outcomes, which are academic success, character and leadership, and healthy lifestyles. I'll give you a few examples of programming. For academic success, we have Power Hour, which is a half hour of homework each day after school, where youth work on an educational activity, homework, or must be reading a book for a half hour each day. An example of character and leadership programming is 4-H, where teens and first through fifth graders meet once or twice a month with a staff member and go out into the community and volunteer service hours or maybe have a food drive at the club. An example of a healthy lifestyle program is CAT, or Clubs Against Tobacco, where youth learn about the dangers of using tobacco and how to handle any negative peer pressure situations that may arise. We measure these impact programs qualitatively and quantitatively to ensure we are making the impact we are hoping to, and specifically changing attitude, aptitude, or behavior, as well as gaining knowledge and access at the club. Here you will see a typical day at the club for the summer and the school year. We serve snack once a day during the school year, right after school, and in the summer, twice a day at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Snack is free to all of our youth. From 4 to 4:30, we have a half hour of homework each day called Power Club. From 4:30 to 6, activities are occurring in all spaces. The club closes at 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday and is open from 7 to 9 p.m. on Friday for Friday Fun Night. Supper is served at the club on the Friday nights we are open late. Every room and space in the club has a planned activity for the youth to participate in. One thing to note is youth are allowed to choose which space and activities they would like to participate in at the traditional club, whereas at our academy and ECE, there is more structured programming in each space where the youth follow a YDS or lead or program coordinator around. Those are the main differences between the two clubs. Next, you will see the National Youth Outcome Initiative. This is a national survey that allows members to give us their feedback on how we are doing as a club. It provides feedback on overall club experience, safety, sense of belonging, fun, adult connections, staff expectations, and recognition. This survey occurs in March, and we get the results in June. This allows us to look at ways that we need to improve to ensure our members have the best possible club experience. Non-licensed traditional club memberships follow on the calendar year. The renewal period will start January 1st and end December 31st. Members registered in 2017 will expire December 31st of 2017, and members registered in 2018 will expire December 31st, 2018. This does not affect our Academy or ECE units that are fee-based. ECE registration opens at the start of the calendar year for the summer and the following school year. Yankton Academy will still have school year and summer registration and renewals. Membership dues at the traditional clubs will be $25 starting in 2018. Licensed fee-based clubs, so the ECE and Brookings and Academy and Yankton, those membership fees are based on the programs selected. Now we will talk about ways the club ensures safety. All staff, board members, and volunteers need to pass a background check before they can work for the club. Then the background check is reviewed annually, as well as a rigorous hiring process. Youth need to sign in with their club card each day when they come to the club. That way we can keep an accurate count of who is here each day, as well as enforcing that it is a privilege to come to the club and be a member. The club card is an item of responsibility and one that must be valued and remembered and used when coming to the club. Youth in our club, in other clubs, and in general surveys of schools, churches, and youth activity programs, that bathrooms are unsupervised spaces where they don't always feel safe. The club has taken kids' feedback seriously, and we have implemented a bathroom policy. Both our staff and our kids are held responsible to following this policy daily. Our club, for first through fifth graders, has a bathroom monitor that sits outside the bathrooms where youth come up and ask if they can go one at a time to the bathroom. At our club, in the youth's membership, both parent or guardian and youth have signed the memberships. In a traditional club or drop-in facility, we can't legally stop a child from leaving the club. Staying inside the club until a guardian or authorized person arrives is essentially a contract between the parent and guardian and the child. The Boys and Girls Club will honor that contract between the child and parent or guardian by stopping a child from leaving on their own and ensuring they are picked up by an authorized person only. We do not call youth up front prior to the arrival of a parent or guardian to wait or to get ready for them to arrive. There can be too many people coming and going, and for the safety of your child, we want them to wait until an authorized pickup person enters the club to get them. When youth go on outings with the club, for example, going to the bowling alley or a movie, they need to come back with the club. The staff that go with the youth know the youth and not the parents, like a front desk receptionist may know you. If your child has a doctor appointment or a swimming lesson in the middle of a pool trip or a bowling trip or a movie, plan not to send your child on the field trip that day. If the club is in an active tornado warning, youth are unable to be checked out of the facility, but parents and guardians are welcome to seek shelter with their children inside the club. Youth receive a club card after going through orientation. The club cards are used for tracking for safety, daily attendance, and program attendance. Club members are responsible for their club cards. As you can see in the photo, the TRAX ID number is their club card number. It is circled above the barcode. You should memorize their number, and parents can help them by playing games and working with their child to memorize their number. There are a few links below which you can click that may help you in memorizing the club number. Now we will talk about discipline and conduct at the club. Any member who disrupts programs or creates a dangerous situation for themselves, other youth, or staff members will be disciplined appropriately. Members are expected to respond to discipline without incident. At the club, we have teachable moments, which are a smaller situation where maybe youth were not listening to staff. They would get a teachable moment and have a small consequence, like maybe writing an apology note to that staff member. We also have accident and incident reports for more serious issues. We also have great recognition pieces like a Be Great Champ card where youth are seen doing something good around the club, like maybe displaying great sportsmanship in the gym. Now we will talk about the behavioral policy. The club, we have identified 3 areas that we have determined to be unacceptable behaviors in the club and need to be addressed immediately. Those include all intentional physical violence, emotional or psychological abuse, all extreme violent actions, words, or threats, child to staff, and all theft. Step 1, we would ensure the injured youth is okay. We would treat and talk to them. How are you doing? Do you need an ice pack? Step 2, we would remove the youth immediately who had the above identified behavior to a predetermined designated area away from programming and youth where there is an adult present at all times. All staff will bring the incident to the unit director, and the unit director will determine the next steps. If the unit director is unavailable, they will bring the issue to the area director or executive director in person or in a phone call. Step 4 is the reentry. If the youth stays, they will be given a minimum of 1 consequence. If the youth is removed for a certain period of time, the requirement for reentry is below and will be explained to the guardians at the time of the removal and will be written on the incident report form. Youth must meet one-on-one with the unit director or program director. Youth will be given a minimum of 1 consequence that will be clearly stated on the incident report and then explained to the youth and guardian. Lastly, for step 5, the unit director will follow the same procedures for all other incident and accident reports, and the executive director has the ability to determine if permanent dismissal from the club is necessary due to the youth not succeeding in the club environment or is a danger to himself or others at the club. If the executive director is unable to be involved, the executive committee of the board of directors will make the decision. Here are some frequently asked questions and other information that parents wonder about the club. Did my child arrive at the club? Club buses arrive between 3:25 and 3:50, and it's a super exciting and hectic time. For traditional clubs that are drop-in, we do not keep track of who is coming each day, and if they've arrived each day, as every day is different as to who is coming. The club is unable to call parents or take phone calls with limited lines, and staff at bus arrival to confirm a child's arrival daily at the club. Please talk to your child about the importance of getting on the bus, not walking, and making good decisions as they transition to a drop-in facility. If this is too much of a responsibility for your child, the drop-in setting may not be the right fit. If your child has a special need or special concern, please talk to us to find a possible solution. Licensed programs will call you if your child is not attending without notice. Please make sure to give us notice if they plan to not attend. At the club in the teen room, cell phones are allowed at the club, however, it is a privilege. There are certain times staff might ask youth to put the phone away. During certain programs or activities, power hour when we are working on homework, or while a staff is talking to them. Teens are not allowed to use the camera function of their phones while at the club. There are no selfies and no Snapchat. We do not tolerate any forms of cyberbullying at the club. Teens who misuse their phones at the club may need to check them in at the front desk, and it will be returned to them or a parent or guardian at the end of the day. There's also a copy of our parent handbook online as well. There's a few things we'd like to point out. Refunds. No refunds can be issued on lunch money or memberships. If memberships go unused, we do not issue a refund. Food. We strive to be a nut-free facility. Lunch. During the school year, youth need to bring their own sack lunch. For full days when we're open, or if there's a snow day at the club, we require youth to bring a sack lunch. We have limited refrigerator space and no microwave, so please do not send food that needs to be heated or refrigerated. And during summer, which we'll talk about on the next slide, there is hot lunch during the summer months for a small fee. Medication. We do not have a registered nurse on staff, which means we cannot administer medication to our club members. Here is some of our summer information. Hot lunch is served at our club free to any child in Flandreau under the age of 18. Parents and guardians and other adults can also come eat for $3 at our club during lunch. We start at 11 a.m. with first graders. If your child does not wish to eat hot lunch at the club, they can bring a packed lunch from home. We just ask that it has no nuts, peanut butter, things like that in their lunch for allergy reasons for some of our members. We do go to the pool during the summer from 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. All youth will need to have their club card and a pool pass, which they must show the staff before going, or money to get into the pool. They also need a swimsuit and towel. We do not apply sunscreen at the pool. You can send your child with sunscreen, but our staff will not apply it. Youth can bring money for concessions, things like that, but the staff will not be responsible. We also offer field trips from 12:30 p.m. till 4:30 p.m. Parents can sign their youth up at the front desk and also pay at sign up. We are a nonprofit, and we keep our membership costs to be affordable to all youth in the community, so we really depend on the generosity of the community each day. On the screen, you can see how we spend our money and how we receive our funds. Our board and staff have been creative and diligent to diversify our funding, including creating an endowment that is invested funds that we receive interest off each year to help sustain the club now and in the future. As you can see, we reinvest our money in our staff, as they are the ones who have the greatest impact in helping our youth become productive, responsible, and caring citizens. You may be wondering about parent and guardian opportunities within the club. There's so many different ways that you can get involved in and really make the club great. You can volunteer inside the club. Maybe you have a special talent that you want to share with the kids. You love playing guitar or something like that, and you want to run a music club, just let us know. We'd love to work with you. You can volunteer at special events like our Willie Mack basketball tournament. We have a raffle in each community and always are looking for volunteers to help with the food and selling tickets, things like that. We have donut booth and many other opportunities that just come up throughout the year to help with volunteering. You can donate financially. If you would want to do that, you can get in contact with someone on our team. Feel free to give the club a call, or you can go to our website and make a donation there. Again, a raffle ticket is also a donation for those raffles in the summer. You can also donate in-kind items for program use. Maybe you have some extra art supplies laying around the house and you don't know what to do with them, but the kids would love to have them in the art room. Feel free to drop them by the front desk. We're always taking things like that. And then just spread the positive word on the club. You guys know how much your kids love this place and what the club can do for them. And we really rely on word of mouth in the community as well, letting people know how great the club is. How to stay connected with the club. We send out weekly and monthly e-newsletters to your email address provided on your application. We also have our website, greatfuturessd.org. And then we also have a variety of social media sites. Our Facebook page, our Twitter, and our YouTube are all up on the screen. You can also come in for a Kid for the Day tour where you can come into the club and it'll be just a typical day like the kids come in and check in and see what programs we're doing, except you'll get to be participating in those programs. We are so glad you chose to become a member of the club, and we look forward to having your youth learn and grow with us. Thank you for sharing your kids with us, and welcome to the family.